What's up, Formula One fans? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into some spicy team radio from the Singapore Grand Prix, where Red Bull's Christian Horner thinks McLaren's Lando Norris was just, well, taking the PS. Yep, you heard that right. Norris's true pace shocked even the mighty Red Bull team. Let's break it down. So here's the scene. Early on in the race, Lando Norris was comfortably holding off Max Verstappen, a couple of seconds ahead. But, as we know in Formula One, comfort doesn't last long. Norris casually tells his pit wall that he's cruising at pace 6. Now, for those who don't know, this means he's far from pushing his car to the limit. Red Bull, hearing this, starts to get a little nervous. The pit wall quickly responds, asking him to push harder to extend his lead over Verstappen. And boy does Lando deliver. In just 3 laps, Norris increases his gap to Verstappen from 2.6 seconds to over 5 seconds. That's a second per lap, folks. Red Bull could do nothing to match this sudden burst of speed, leaving Max in the dust. By the time Verstappen pitted on lap 29, he was a staggering 24.7 seconds behind the leaders. A crushing moment for Red Bull, and a true eye-opener for Christian Horner. Speaking after the race, Horner admitted that Norris's ability to turn up the pace like that was a shock. He even joked, saying McLaren was taking the PS, although maybe not in the official sense. Horner went on to say that once Norris had that kind of advantage on the softer tire, Red Bull had already conceded the race. Even though Verstappen put up a strong fight, it was clear that McLaren had the upper hand. There were some close calls though. Norris brushed the wall twice during the race, but McLaren managed to keep it together. Meanwhile, Verstappen, despite driving well, had no answers to McLaren's pace on the soft tires. But here's where things get interesting. When both teams switched to the hard tires, the pace between Red Bull and McLaren was much more balanced. Horner even mentioned that Red Bull looked better on the harder compound, but by then, the damage was already done. McLaren boss Andrea Stella also weighed in. He admitted that Norris wasn't even pushing that hard on the hards. They were mainly focused on bringing the car home safely, especially when navigating backmarkers. The dirty air from slower cars made the McLaren feel tricky, so they backed off a bit. Despite this, Norris still set the fastest lap during the race. But after that, the team told him to forget about setting any more records and just focus on finishing clean. So what does this all mean? Well, McLaren is emerging as a serious contender, especially in races where strategy and pace management are key. Red Bull might still be ahead in the standings, but McLaren's progress, especially with Norris behind the wheel, has certainly rattled some cages. That's all for today's breakdown. What do you think? Was Christian Horner right to feel like McLaren was taking the PS, or is this just a sign of more competition in the future? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more F1 insights. And as always, keep it fast, keep it clean, and I'll see you in the next one.